Good morning and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Penny and today we are going to do texture. Let's get on with it. Right, I'm coming out to look for some texture. I'm just walking along a hedgerow in my garden to find, and there is so many. I mean, that just leaves on the floor. Look at that for texture. I'm coming along here. Is this texture, the spikes? I don't know. Or is that shape and form probably more? But they look amazing too. So keep going along the hedgerow. Leaves again on the floor. I do like that. I do quite like that idea. I think if I found the right part it could look really cool. Just like isolate one. Maybe doing some brown leaves on the floor for texture. I tell you what, I came out here not feeling that inspired, thinking where am I going to find something different, but now I'm finding so much texture, which quite often happens. I don't know what to photograph now. I mean, look at that. Oh wow. That just on top of the green leaves, it's just, that's lovely. So much to photograph. And just like dandelions just starting to come out, but that's more shape and form, isn't it? That's not texture. They do look super excellent. Right, so we're going to come around here. Look at that for texture. Wow. Gosh. So I've gone from, thinking, what am I going to photograph this morning to make this video, to having a quick look around, which you're coming with me. This is what I do. And then being not too sure what to photograph now, because there's almost too much choice. The spring's starting, the leaves are pushing out, so we're going along the hedgerow. This is part of the garden. We just fenced this bit off, so I have a dog. The dog can't get in this bit. Let's go and have a look, see if there's anything here. So this hedge goes all the way down here. Oh, I can feel spots of rain. And I mean, this hedgerow's been a lot longer here, a lot longer than we have. So it's got, I believe this is yew. I'm sure someone out there can probably correct me. So this is in the hedge. And then we've got things like ivy growing up here. Look at that line just up the trunk. Oh, look at that. It's just, once you start looking close at these things, it's just amazing. The miniature world. I love hedgerows. This isn't a particularly good one. I mean, if you start walking down pavements when we can, you'll see just amazing flowers and stuff like that. So more texture on trees. We've got down here, so we have this I think is a laurel tree. Here, this is laurel. And we've got dead leaves off the laurel tree that have obviously fallen down. They've been here some time, but ooh, that's a nice colour. I might collect some of them up. That, quite like that. So we'll collect some of them up and then we come round. So for texture, I'm thinking like the worst unneat part of your garden seems to be throwing up the best textures, just like random bits of leaf amongst other texture. Once you've got your eyes in to seeing what you want, you just can't stop seeing it everywhere. Wow. Right, okay, so I think the dead laurel leaves are definitely an option, so that's an option. We'll collect some of them up. So let's go round here. Oh, under our gas tank. Right, here we go. What about some pine cones? Look at the texture on that. Oh, quite like this long one though. Look at that. Definitely, that's a definite. So we'll collect some of them up. Back through the gate. Here we go, back through this gate here. There we go. What about dying holly leaves? They look pretty amazing. Is that attached? Oh, here we go. Oh, prickles. That's not really texture though, that's shape and form, isn't it? Look at that. Wow. That is a still life there, isn't it? Goodness. I suppose this is when you do things like this as well, you're finding stuff for the future. Yeah, well, let's say that looks like a belly button. That looks like a belly button as well, with it's had piercing. On here, it just has everything. Now in my mind, before I came out this morning, I thought I would be doing this. That's quite cool, isn't it? Texture. I don't know if we've seen something better. There's loads of this fungus here, but it's not, I don't know, it's I don't know, maybe when you get up close it's quite cool. Maybe around like that a little bit. Have to see. And then on the bark, got loads of lichen, loads of different sorts of lichen. That's all texture, isn't it? So, and around here. Look at that. So we have got I've got some decisions to make, a huge amount of texture everywhere. And then moss coming up. Got some more yellow leaves here. I think I prefer the laurel ones though. So I'm going to collect some of them up. I'm going to collect up some of the pine cones. And then we'll see how we do from there. Okay, so I've spent some time setting it up how I want. So I want a point of focus. This lens goes to f 4.5, that's the shallowest depth of field I can have. So that's what I'm on. And I've just focused on one part of the pine cones. I will probably crop harder than what I've been able to do with the camera. Shutter speed doesn't matter because we're on a tripod. And 100 ISO, just double check that. Yeah, 100 ISO, and it's a 100th of a second. but really not relevant. I'm in the shade, but I've just noticed that some sun's coming out and speckling spots onto the texture. So I'm just going to take another shot because that will make a difference. Because the sun's just started coming out. I'm going to check my focus again, and it's just perfect, fine. And then I'm going to take that because it just might add a little bit more to it. And that's that shot. I'll show it to you now. So on this one, I'm quite happy with this one. I've used f8 because that is a sharp aperture on this lens, because depth of field I'm not really worried about, so I don't need a shallow depth of field particularly, so because it's quite flat. So I've gone for the sharpest aperture, 100 ISO just to keep the quality up because it's on a tripod and I'm not worried about the any movement. There's no wind or anything like that, and a 30th of a second I believe, which really isn't relevant, it doesn't matter. So I've used my shutter speed to adjust for the right exposure because I was more worried about my ISO and my aperture on the lens, so that is good. I'm quite pleased with this one. It's nice. I quite like it. So hopefully it'll turn out nice after I've edited it. I shouldn't have to do a lot to it, but I will show it to you now. It has been 2 set up pictures instead of just finding something there, but I think you know, that's what you have to do sometimes. I've shot it in the shade as well, so I have not too much harsh light. So if you're setting up little still lives outside, I recommend the shade unless there's a particular light you're going for, and then you can control it a little bit more because the sun's been going in and out. But this is definitely my last shot for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do like, please do subscribe, that would be amazing. And please share as well. We'll be doing something else in the garden next week, so I hope you're staying well and healthy and happy and creative, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.